Bye now. Now, the next report that we have, and I am going to just let you know that since we last spoke to you all last month, there has been a lot of activity, and I am really happy to say that we have many other neighbors that are joining the coalition now. And in fact, many of the condominium organizations have been joining. We've had, I think, a lot that up to about, I would say almost 1,900 doors. That means apartments with the people that live there. And that's a lot of folks in addition to the residential community. And we also have some support from some of the businesses as well. And I think it's real important that you know that many of them are also concerned about how this will impact them. We actually went to the BCC on the 26th of January. Some of you may have known about it ahead of time. And we had a good preparation. And I want to give credit to our Commissioner Christian Ziegler for listening to us. And what we had asked for him to do was to take an item that was under what they call a consent agenda. What that means is you don't really see all the things that are there. And many times these are things that are just usual and customary, and the commission will say, let's vote on saying whatever to items 1 through 20. And they will do that just to kind of get it out of the way and without any discussion. And that's the most important issue. So we were aware that the 3 hotels were going to be coming up by way of the planning services department. And we asked him to consider, actually we asked all the commissioners, we did send email and a request to pull the items related to them from the agenda. And we wanted them to pull it because we felt it was too important to just consider it a consent item. They looked at it as, this is just a standard procedure to allow the staff to work on issues. In other words, do the staff have enough workforce to work on it? Well, they did have enough staff, and so they were just willing to say, go for it, we'll work on it. But that isn't all that meant. And I want to tell you why we went there. Because these are privately initiated projects, they're not county projects, they have some requirements of them. And I think if we had it as a community initiated effort, not only we would have had more workshops, but we'd have them probably conducted in a different way. The workshops they had are now being viewed as okay to be reviewed and worked on what they call out of cycle. That means that they are allowed to fast track. They're not in the normal cycle, which would have meant they would have been reviewed, had all their paperwork in by the middle of May, then come the fall, they would have been reviewed in the normal process. So they have been fast tracked, and there are some Florida regulations about this. And we weren't certain, but we felt that while our county allows them to do that, as long as they have the time, the truth is the state has different stipulations. A project would have to be a small project to get fast tracked by the state. And the second would be an extremely large project, which would cover a county line, meaning cover 2 counties. Not any of those projects meet that standard. There's more than 30 acres for one of them, and there's more than 10 on the other. So they were not qualified to be fast tracked. And we brought that to the attention of the commission. They did check with their county attorney and their administrator and felt that they were okay to go forward. Now you ask, why is that important? Because one of the things that they are looking to change is a very significant comprehensive policy in our comprehensive plan. And it is the only thing that the state has sole jurisdiction to approve. So by moving it quickly, they can get it in before the end of the year to the state to oversee whether or not these can be approved. And the comprehensive plan is very significant in that it would result in the removal from the protections that we currently have for all of the barrier islands in Sarasota County. So we were very concerned about this fast track, and that we brought it into the public. Our goal was to first take it off the consent agenda And the people that spoke included myself and Bob, and also Mark Spiegel, head of the coalition. And I believe that, and Jean, oh, and there's Jean looking at me, and she did a great job bringing up some things that I completely forgot, but that were very important. And so actually we had a good crew that day representing our key. And so it's on the record, and we've made our point, and they did take, Christian Ziegler did request it being moved from the agenda so they could have an open discussion. And then they just decided to move on. But that put them on notice that we are very concerned about it. And we will be asking for more things, and to, as Mark would like to say, were he here, he would say to get a seat at the table. And we'll be sharing more with you what that means, because a seat at the table is a nice euphemism for being included. Like, am I going to get dinner tonight, Ma? Right? I want to feel like I'm important and I get to be here. Well, it's very significant when it comes to legislative matters. So we're looking at the ways that we can actually get a seat at the table and make a difference. And it might be inclusive of some things that we hadn't anticipated. We are looking at our first attorney meeting in another week. And the other thing that we're happy to notice is the number of people that continue to join and who want to support us, many of them professionals doing it pro bono. We have many people asking to help. And I think in about another month, you will probably see a new website be born for the Siesta Key Coalition. So look forward to some of those things down the road. And if you do have questions, please go ahead and ask away if I can answer them.